Hello everyone, this is Player One with Basement Hero, bringing you more news from BlizzCon 2014. This time I want to tell you about the Heroes of the Storm panel and what all they had to say in a quick speed summary. They started out talking about their overview of their brawler game, their MOBA, their multiplayer online battle arena. They started out talking about their history, how it started out pretty much from BlizzCon 2013, last November. So in the 1 year that it's been around, the technical alpha started in March of 2014, and it's been a constant evolution with every 4 to 6 weeks it gets a patch, which is pretty good. And this is a much different method of release than Blizzard is used to. Usually they keep everything hush hush and work on it hardcore, and they don't release a beta until it's ready. But now they started kind of the opposite. After BlizzCon, they sent a lot of Blizzard employees home with a game they could try and play, and that was how it started. And since then, they've wanted to make it online and get as much info from the community as possible. This game is going to be free to play, so this kind of makes sense for getting as much info as they can possibly get. Anyway, the future of the game is that beta is coming in January 2015. They're aiming for the 13th, which is a pretty set date when you think of how Blizzard says stuff. If they don't know of a date, they just say it's coming soon. But if they know a date, they'll say it. So that's what it's going for. From then until now, and when the closed beta hits, there's a lot more invites going out. So if you have gone to the Heroes of the Storm website and opted into the beta, you might get in pretty soon, real soon, hopefully. So the next thing they wanted to talk about was competitive play. One of the new modes that is coming is a draft mode. That's going to be like in a lot of other MOBAs online you've played or seen. It'll be picking and counter picking, and one of the things that'll make Heroes of the Storm a little bit different is that they have different maps with a lot of environments that change. So there might be some heroes who are better at some maps than others. Now, in this draft mode, you will see what the map you will be playing on is before you pick your heroes. So that could affect drafts. Some things to know is there will be no duplicates, so you can't have a team all of Novas or a team all of Arthas. No duplicates on your teams, and that's going to be throughout all of the modes, all of the ranked modes, no duplicates like that. They're aiming at an average of about 20 minutes a game, and from what they've found in technical alpha, that this is about the average right now. They want to keep that quick, and if they put in a lot of different modes, like a ban mode, into the ranked stuff, that adds more time. And then when you're thinking about how much time it takes for the ban and then the draft, if you're looking at 5 minutes of pregame and then a 20-minute game, the more time you put into all that stuff, the less likely it is you are to play it. So they're trying to avoid that, and that's why they have told us they're not putting in bans yet in a lot of the competitive play. Now, in tournaments, there could be bans, but with this kind of game and how they want everything based on team interaction and environments, bans, well, I don't know, we just might not see them at all. Next thing they talked about was ranked play. They told us about Hero League and Team League. Hero League is a single player type style. If you don't have a team, if you have just you and maybe one friend or two friends, three friends, if it's any number of players that can queue up for the Hero League, as long as your account is level 30 or higher. The Team League, you have to be level 40 or higher, and it has to be a pre-made 5-man team. Now, each team can have a total of 9 players, so that if maybe one night a few people don't show up, you can have a few other players who are playing at that time. And as an individual, you can be on 3 teams. So maybe you'll be on a casual team, maybe you'll be on a hardcore serious team, a ranked team, but you can be on 3 teams as of right now. The ranks are going to start at about 50, I believe they said, and then it's going to work its way up to like a rank 1. They are basing a lot of this off of the Hearthstone rankings and the ladder system there. So if you're familiar with Hearthstone, it's going to be a lot like that. The games are going to be winning points or losing points, just average, and that's going to kind of have to go along with a rating system. So there's going to be skill ratings and things like that that will determine your MMR or who you're grouped with. They're going to try to have people grouped around the same skill level. So at least that's what they're aiming for. The skill rating, which will be watched or recorded, that is something that will be persistent through season to season. So while in season 1 you might start at rank 50 and work up to rank 2, season 2 starts and you'll be back down lower again. But your skill rating will stay the same, so it will still try to group you with a lot of the same people or the same skill level. The solo and party skill rankings will be different, so if you're grouping up or if you're going in solo, there will be different skill ratings, which is good. There will be multiple seasons, and the way that will work as well is, sorry, the screen just kind of went fuzzy on me. Anyway, the seasons, so if you do make it up real high, they'll give you a little bit of boost to your next season, so you're not going to go up to rank 10 and then get dropped down to 50. But if you go up to rank 40, maybe they'll drop you down to 48, kind of thing. That's kind of what they're talking about with ranked play. As levers go, that's something they wanted to focus on a little bit as well, because in games like this, if you have levers, that's seriously going to undermine your team and make it worse and harder to play and things like that. So levers, instead of punishing a lot of people, they're just going to try to flag these levers. And then if you get flagged as a lever, you're going to be teamed with other levers when you try to play games. Now, you can earn your way out of that lever status, apparently. So if you get into those games and then you stay through the whole game, then after so many games, then you won't be marked as a lever anymore. There also will be some kind of grace leave period. So say you've been in 50 games and haven't left one, and then your power goes out, you won't automatically get marked as a lever. They'll give you a grace period. And that, I don't know exactly the numbers there, so maybe every 20 games you get one grace leave kind of thing, just in case. That's something a lot of people were excited about and also skeptical and worried about, just in case they have power issues. But as the developers said, yeah, power issues happen, but at the same time, you still are leaving your team. After that, there was some problems with the power at the actual convention, and they had to go to the Q&A phase. When they got back from the Q&A phase, they went back to heroes. They told us about 4 new heroes coming out soon. One of them is Jaina Proudmoore, who's going to be an ice mage. There will be Sylvanas, who is going to have a lot of curses and mind control, so maybe she can curse the enemy team into not attacking, or the towers into not attacking. And the mind control, if you have some big mercs coming, you can mind control one, so that could be cool. Then there's going to be Thrall. He's going to be brought in as a burst elemental assassin type hero, so he's going to be a lot of damage there. And one of the more interesting, exciting ones is the Lost Vikings. That's something that's been brought up at a few BlizzCons. Anyone bringing up Lost Viking info? The Lost Vikings are going to be 3 heroes all controlled by one person. So it'll be very interesting controlling 3 heroes as a person. You never know, you'll have maybe 1 Viking per lane if there's 3 lanes, or maybe you'll use one of your Vikings as bait and then bait someone in and swoop in behind them. It could be very interesting. From what they have said, though, they are extremely hard to use. So if you get good at the Lost Vikings, you could be a very, very, very useful ally on your team. And the last thing they talked about, which they actually didn't get much time to talk about because of the power outage, was that there are going to be 3 new battlegrounds, and each of these new battlegrounds will look different and look awesome and have different feelings, and of course have different objectives in them and different environmental gameplay. After that, it looked like the panel was trying to show something new and special before the panel ended, but DirecTV and BlizzCon, the virtual ticket, cut out away from it, so I do not know what that is, but I'm sure it is able to be found somewhere. That is a speed summary of the Heroes of the Storm panel. This is Player 1 with Base Me Hero. I'll catch you next time.